Again?
Can hit, so you are live.
Yes.
But you can hit go live in the top right corner of your screen.
It says everyone can see and hear me.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Okay.
what you want. You want to be seen and heard by all. And hey, everybody, we are officially live. So I have got some of my new friends. Cindy's not a new friend. Cindy I adore and love for years now. But my two new friends, my two new best friends, Gina and Char, I got the pleasure of meeting in Napa. Super excited. And then today, do y'all know Ivan from Texas, Houston, Texas?
I do not.
I met him at Elite too. And he stopped by today. His daughter is applying to UNCW. So they just did a college tour and stopped by to meet my two kids because both of them have gone to UNCW recently. So yeah, it's fun making connections. But we're here to talk today about making connections and what we learned at Elite. And just one good takeaway, right? Because I feel like at conferences, you can get inundated with a lot of stuff. But if you can walk away with one kind of easy thing that you can and would implement, then it kind of makes it worthwhile.
For
right?
sure.
Yeah,
It does.
So who wants to start? So my good takeaway, Cindy, you cracked me up. The very first night I saw you I didn't know what you were supposed to be, but you did explain that it was the fashion designer known for Chicago. It was his clothing wear. You had your hat on sideways and it was super cute.
Thank you. I try to stick out as much as possible.
And you did a good job.
On those events, because otherwise, there's a lot of people, right? So you get to meet, how many people do we have there? Like 350 people. So you're trying to stand out like, hey, this is me. Yeah. So without being
indicative for your area.
Yeah, for sure. So I was wearing Chicago stuff all day long, every day.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing. So one thing I was really excited about taking away, and I want to relay a personal story real quick. So the 90 seconds that you have the opportunity to get off something very quickly, you have 90 seconds to react, absorb, and let it go. So I was so blessed with my husband and I went to a conference for 3 weekends in a row in Chicago. This was when I was 25, so a long time ago. And literally they talked about just get off it, like moving on. And as a young adult at 25, I learned that strategy. I'm like, what? But it's true. Like you can still be sad or emotional or whatever it is about the process, but you can't let it live in your mind and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. There's no benefit. Even when somebody's angry or mad at you, let them be that way, because if you don't let it, if you're not responding, you can be kind to them, but you just don't.
That's really hard though, right, Cindy? Like you have to train yourself, I would think.
Yeah.
I would think it's really hard because we are emotional people, humans in general, right? To let it affect you 90 seconds and move on.
Right. But I've been doing it from 25 years on and older, right? So I've had a lot of experience and a lot of different traumas, right? Life is part of that's the concept. Right. You just have to live through life. But I really think that's a big thing, especially when you can't control it, because real estate, you can't control everything. So earlier you learn that, can't control it. Doesn't mean you don't react. It's just you can't control it. And then that's why you have, right?
That's my takeaway today.
Lots of plants
there
in
you
there.
Go.
Yep, can't control it. So anyway, that's my little thing from the Elite. I really liked him. I thought he was great. Our speaker.
That's awesome.
Alex.
What about you, Char? Is there anything good that you took away?
There's so much, but somebody said something to me. We were joking about, hurricanes and weather and all that crazy stuff. And they said, well, you know what? You can be bitter or you can be better. And that's what I took away from it, right? So you can be bitter about things out of your control. You can just be better. So that's what I took home with me. I'm a naturally happy person anyways, but we were pretty beaten down this last year. So that's what I took. And then also the queen bee that I think Brianna was talking about. And I think I'm here with 3 queen bees. And I think we're people and we're business people. So I think, as the market changes, that's something that we have to learn to change. And what worked last year doesn't necessarily work this year. So I was honored to be surrounded by so many people. And Gina and I had actually just spent some time together a couple weeks prior to Napa. And it was Napa. And I love how she handles business. I love how she handles life. we're also different, but yet we're so similar.
Yeah, we're thinking to be a real estate
don't know
agent and to
about
be a
that.
leader in the industry. We definitely have certain characteristics that are similar. But let me ask you to say Florida, first of all, how's your house? How's your family? Is everybody okay?
Everybody's fine.
Okay,
Sitting
good.
in my little tornado ravaged office, but I'm still here. So
But you're still there. So good. Secondly, explain the queen bee. I know what you're talking about, but tell the audience.
So before, you used to really rely on a lot of different team members, maybe to go show homes or do, a lot of your face-to-face stuff, where now I think it's more with reels and social media and administrative stuff. You've just got to change your business. Before you used to throw people in your car, not throw, but sometimes I did, and I go out and show homes all day. But I think with the onset of online, everything is right there. So it's more communication with your clients. And a lot of that is having the office and the programs to be better than everybody else, right? And to really understand your clients. So what Brianna was saying is sometimes it's okay to have 5 assistants instead of 5 buyer agents.
So worker bees, right? So
the
you're
worker
the
bees.
queen bee, and then you've got the 5 worker bees, and together you form the hive, right?
Correct. Yeah. So I thought that was really interesting because a lot of our time is spent just on minutia and, trying to keep up with what's online and stuff. So I think if you have those people that can give you your time back where your time is most valuable, which is with your clients and customers, I think that's just a big bonus.
100%, right? Because that's what we're good at as agents, being the face, right?
That's what I love.
Yeah. What about you, Gina? My new friend, Gina.
Gina
B.
Yeah. Queen bee, Gina.
Whole little queen bee thing, like pay everybody to do everything so your time is not sucked into that. But the one takeaway that I had, so I hate video. I hate it. I'm sorry.
You're good at it.
I know we have hairs going every which way.
Yeah, I know we have to make it and we have to do this. And I've always said if social media comes down to you have to be on social media to sell a house, then I'm going to be the first one out because I'm just not. Like, if you don't want to hire me for my expertise, and it's just because I didn't make some funny video, then I'll be the first one out of the business. But I did find there was this thing called InVideo.io.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got to write it down. InVideo.io.
Of them, and you can download them. Like I've been testing them and giving them certain subjects, but you have to pay for the upgrade in order for you to actually get it without like the watermarks and the stuff.
So what is the InVideo.io? What is that?
AI.
It's an AI program that I did a thing where
Video
here. So like I did this thing with it and I said, all I put in was discover the luxury of Pittsburgh with the top agents in the top neighborhoods. Tell it to attract top buyers over $1 million to me for these neighborhoods. It literally, and I said, make it for YouTube. It literally made me a 2-minute and 42-second video in under 5 minutes. I got to change like 6 or 7 pictures because it was not, I mean, all the pictures were Pittsburgh except for like I said, 5 or 6, they were like on the beach. And I'm like, okay, how does the beach go with Pittsburgh?
Gina, did it give you the script? Or
No,
it made it?
It makes the video for you, I think. Is that correct?
And it made the video for me, and it's absolutely, the words are perfect in it.
Can you send it to us?
I've got a minute of it. Yeah.
Can you play it? I can get it so you can present.
Okay. Well, I have it on a different screen. Let me pull it back over to this one.
And it might be that we can't figure out how to do it, but let's see if we can figure out because that might be.
Then maybe we'll move to your market.
I don't know. Like I have it. Why hiring a realtor matters. I have this one up, but I don't know if I can put it in there because it's on a download, guys.
If you don't like it, still want
You have a share button?
But it's on a different.
Share screen. Oh, there's no share screen on here.
There's the share screen for you.
No.
I didn't see it.
See, there is for me, but let's see.
Settings, hot audio, background.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, sorry everybody. If you'll send it, can you send it to me? And if you don't mind, I'll post
I
it.
have it downloaded, but it has like this InVideo /Gina on it, and on the back of it, it says stock images. So it's So
Yeah.
unless you actually pay the upgrade, which is like, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's like $20.
It's cheap.
It's cheap. Even
Yeah.
if you go to the pro one, it's like 40.
Oh wow.
But if
Yeah.
I literally do that and put the ending with my face, with my like, make a, you know, in Canva, make like an exit,
Yeah.
me, my phone number. I think that those coming up, and you can generate tons of videos. So this one was 2 minutes and 42 seconds. And he said, can you make me 5 shorts out of this? And it automatically made 5 shorts.
Ah, wow.
So to me, that was my, because I hate doing video.
Okay, hold on. Is that called in, like IN video?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dot
and
AI.
then-
No, yeah. And so I hate doing video, but if it would make it where I could put some of my pictures in randomly into it, and it says what I want it to say, then in my eyes, it's fully worth, even if it was $100 a month, because then you don't have to spend all that time creating social media.
It's
Amen. And
easy.
how, yeah, and did you see Lisa? She said, don't forget
Yeah.
to utilize the Remax Hustle videos.
Yes, I did see that pop up. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah.
And everybody to remember what they were talking about for the ad campaign is to do the trust factor. I think literally the conversation that the other takeaway that I have used this week is the trust. So I really think you can build on the Remax campaign, because Remax is spending a fortune.
Yeah, like
With
$1
our-
billion on it, right?
You the trust side of it, you know.
No, I think that's a good point too. And Gina, how long did it take you? You said it took you 5 minutes or less. You just put
Yeah,
this.
so I just put in there, and I was just playing with it. I haven't even upgraded it yet. I wanted to see what it would do first.
Yeah.
And literally, my first video was tell people why they should hire Gina Giampietro. Gave me a 2-minute video. It was kind of generic, whatever. The second one, I said, I want to target $1 million buyers in these areas. Talk about these areas and tell them why they should hire me. And it came out better. And again, I was just playing around with it at Elite. Like, I haven't really dove into it, but what it produced already. And then I said, make this as 5 shorts. It produced enough to me wanting to upgrade it to see what it really can do.
No,
And,
that's awesome.
and from what I've read, it has a plugin for Canva. So then you can plug it in on the Canva and then have it do all kinds of stuff.
Wow. That's awesome. I love it.
Okay.
So I wasn't there for that one. I left early on Friday. That must have been Friday. Was that Friday?
No, we did the round table on Thursday when people were saying different things they
yeah.
were doing. And as
Yeah.
soon as I heard that, I'm like, whew, went in and I started playing with it right then and there.
Yeah, I missed the round table after I was on the panel, and I had been so stressed up with my life up until then. And then after the panel, I went by the pool and had something to drink.
Well, I think that's the problem with this Elite. We were all drunk on wine.
In Napa all day, right? It was like,
Get
holy
better
cow.
ideas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
The other one-
a wine tour. A wine tour
The other
starting
one, Gina, did you end up looking up that editvideo.io? That's the other one. That they're
Okay, wait,
talking
we're
about.
It's an edit video, but I couldn't figure that one out.
Yeah. That
Edit
one-
Video IO.
Yeah. EDIT video.io.
No, but y'all couldn't figure that one out. I don't know. You know what I did? Talk about the video is I contacted professor at UNCW. Actually, I contacted 3 because I wasn't sure who was over the videography department. But I just sent them an email saying, "Hey, I'm looking to hire a college kid that's majoring in videography, and I want salaried position. I want 10 to 12 hours a week, thinking 3 or 4 hours video, the rest in editing, and I want to pay a flat fee of X amount." And I had like 500 applicants. Holy cow. I had like 12 interviews set up for Friday.
Oh, Lord.
Good for you. That'll take care of your problem. Just like that.
Well, I was like, okay, do it. Let me put it out there. Well, it's hard to get videographers, and the ones that we had were so flipping expensive. And you do it for a couple of months, and it's like,
That's something that they talked about. And I had actually hired a full-time videographer and photographer October 1st. Hands down, the best thing I ever did. And I got a lot of pushback from my office manager who always has my back 100%. And she's like, I just don't see the value. It's so expensive. But I had him walk away from his business that he built up. He'd been doing my photography for a couple of years, and he's 25 years old. I got a listing when I was up there for 3.3 million. And the reason that I got that is because before the hurricane and after the hurricane, I had him go do drones of the different properties on the island. And I sent it to him. We're kind of sort of friends at a distance. And I said, here's the damage because he's out of state. And he picked up the phone and said, list it, sell it. I would never have had that without my videographer. So he just paid for his entire year's salary by doing that. We've been able to do just a ton of different stuff with him and reels, and we got 17,000 views on a reel.
There's so many different aspects of it. You could take, right, your listings, also your presentations, like your buyer presentations. Do you have a team, Char?
No, I have a brokerage.
Yeah, well,
I feel like I have a team.
Well, yeah, you do, a big one. Meetings. I mean, I think there's so many different restaurants, favorite coffee places. I mean, there's a lot. I'm going to try, my goal is to start working on YouTube. Like I have a good amount of followers on Facebook and Instagram, but I don't have anything on YouTube. So that's, it's second to Google as far as what people are searching for.
Right.
Why not have a good page there?
They're talking about, remember, to add what's trending.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sure to add what's trending, like I said, and then like to piggyback on the Remax thing, to add the trust, like use the words, because you might as well use the advertising that they're doing,
That
Right.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So then sounds like major takeaways was Queen Bee, which I love. I think that's kind of hard in my mind to get set up that way. Talked to Brian about that a year ago. I've still been trying to figure out how to set it up. Because I'm like, I don't fully understand. She's like, Jennifer, you're the doctor, they're the nurses. They do everything else. And I'm like, yeah, okay, keep in mind, both two of my three employees are both my children. So I tell them to do something and they tell me why they're not going to do it. They end up doing it, to be clear. And next week I'll be with Brenda Mullen and Melissa Spencer, and we're talking about partnering with your children in business. The good and the bad and the ugly.
Kids,
Partnering with your children. Because all of us have children working with us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if somebody could call my daughter Gabby and tell her how dumb she's being, that would be awesome. She's like,
next week.
So you're going to Melissa's, or?
No, we're doing the same thing we're doing here.
Oh, okay, cool.
Live.
Gina, tell them your brilliant thing, and this kind of also preempts this, but she has the most genius, in my opinion, thing. What was my big takeaway pre-Napa when I met at dinner with you? Ring, ring.
Okay, give me a little bit more of a hint.
Gina's like,
Gina Giampietro. It's your answering service.
Oh, my answering
genius.
service. Oh,
Genius.
yes, my answering service. So I had this company call me, and I was missing too many calls, whether it be the assistant, there's too many calls coming in. Pretty much it was the assistant. She's gone November 15th, and I hired her anyway. But
bye-bye.
like, if you can't answer the phone, I'm sorry. So I ended up hiring an answering service. They called me, and I kept blowing them off. And then I was like, you know what? They gave me 30 days free. And they're like, okay, let us just handle your calls. And the phone rings. If it's a personal person, they just hang up. And they're just like, they'll send me a text, hey, your husband's trying to find you, your kid's trying to find you, whatever. They don't charge me for that. But if somebody will call and will be like, okay, I'm returning Gina's call for what? I have an offer. What house are you trying to sell? Are you working with an agent? They get their phone number and email address. It comes to me by text and email minutes after they hang up. So when I call the person back, I'm not just blind like, hey, it's Gina. I just missed a call from you. I have everything. Oh, so this is Gina. I hear you want to sell 123 ABC Street. Your time frame is in the next 30 days. Let's talk about it. Or you called about the property located at 123 ABC Street. What did you need to know? You want to know price? Are you looking for seller disclosures? It says you're not working with an agent. Would you be willing to sign an exclusive for us to work together? So they get a lot of the information. So when you call back, you already know what you're calling for.
So Gina, what are the hours they work?
24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
That's what I wanted to hear. What's the name of the service?
Okay, so here, I'm pulling it up. So this is Jeffrey. What is it called? Answering Real Estate, answeringrrealestate.com.
Amazing. And then what is that fee, if you don't mind?
So it goes by how much they answer the phones for you. Like mine's running me, let me see my last bill.
Sorry, I'm taking notes on everything else.
So my last bill was $351.50. And that was, I'm on the 100-minute plan.
Okay.
What's the time frame though, Gina? I mean,
That's a month.
3
per month.
weeks? Oh,
No,
month.
that's 30 days.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I got live receptionist, dedicated phone number, messages by email and SIM, and they will. And if they have something that's like the other day, I didn't answer the phone, but they had a live person on there, so they got them. They called me back, and I answered the phone because it said answering service. Because sometimes I just legitimately go go to voicemail.
Shocking.
Sometimes, right?
Yeah. So I didn't take a call, but if they've got a live customer who wants to speak to you right now about listing, they're not, I tell them, don't call me if it's a buyer on the phone. No, but if it's somebody selling, they can re-ring my phone. They re-ring my phone. They're like, hey, so-and-so wants to buy, sell a house, or blah, blah, blah. Can I live connect you? And they live connected. So they try you as a live connection too.
My phone is dying, so I apologize.
That is awesome. Okay, I'm going to look into that. That is answerrealestate.com.
Answering realestate.com. And here, I'll give you Jeffrey's number.
Okay.
So Jeffrey is the one.
And they all speak English well.
Yes.
Sorry.
He's the executive sales manager. Are you guys ready?
Sorry, guys.
Girl, you're making a lot of commotion.
I apologize. My battery's dying, and apparently, maybe not all of my outlets work. So I'm just moving and plugging.
All right. So his direct number is 631 352 2170. Tell Mr. Jeffrey Gina told you to call.
Right.
Maybe I'll get something for him. A bunch of people say
yeah. So hold on. I have 631 352
correct
2170.
Correct.
Y'all make sure if you call to tell them Gina sent you, Gina, maybe you'll get a discount.
Maybe. Who knows?
They should.
But I'm just telling you, it's great. Now, there is all, like, I've called it night, though. Like, during the day, it's always, like, they sabotage my name, so now I've changed it to answer the phones. Gina G's team. Gina G's answering service. Because it's like, I call and it's Giampietro, and I'm like, just say Gina G. And every time I call, it was always an American, but I did call one night. I had a call back for something, and I did get somebody who was a little foreign. But if somebody's calling me at 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. and they go offshore with it, how many of our clients are really going to call us between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m.? Right. So I was kind of okay with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly. Cindy, I'm trying to still figure out how I'm going to shake off if my feelings get hurt in 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Just say, who cares?
I don't know. I mean, I think billions have been made by Taylor Swift about Shake It Off. I think you got this, girlfriend.
They just played the song.
It's made billions. Like, Shake It Off. That's 90 seconds or less. You got
I don't think I could do it in 90 seconds. I do it in under 3 minutes. Like, I vent, get it out of my system, and then I'm just like, next.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I think I think it does have a lot to do with having kind of that queen bee mentality, though. You know what I'm saying? So you're managing, but you're not completely absorbing it. Like like if you think of top tier management or ownership of these corporations, these big corporations, they do not have time for this kind of stuff. So it's kind of like where you put your mind, like what you portray your business to be. Again, it's relevant, but somebody at the very top level, a Fortune 500 company, you understand that they can't take that on for more than that amount of time. And otherwise they assign it to someone, right? So they're like, yeah, great, Bill, you go handle it. And that is the queen bee concept,
Yeah.
It's like, great, you're passing that on. You want to be responsible. On the same hand, you want to move it forward and let your team
move on.
Yeah,
I like it.
Either. Yeah.
I like it.
It's been helpful for sure. Other thing I took away were the small gatherings for the dinners. I've done it for years and years. I've done this garden party. Some of you guys have seen it. Anyway, the garden party I do take very specific clients that would be in similar industries, but don't know each other of my database. And I put them together, and I did one this spring. I did one, but more importantly, they talk about it. They all talk about it. So whatever your little party or your dinners are, and if they're intimate, my big ones are like 50 people, but my smaller ones like 12 to 16 people, where again, you're hand picking, a doctor, a nurse, whatever. You're putting them together on purpose so that, oh, what do you do? Where do you live? Oh, Cindy sold me at my house here. Oh, I live there too. Or I used to live there. I moved here. And I do it by geography too.
So it's interesting. I used to do that. I need to get back into doing that. There's right next door to my office, there's this place, a little vintage home called Wendy's House of Wine. And on Wednesdays, I would have wine Wednesdays, and I would group my clients together. It could based on interest, maybe zip code, maybe the age of their kids, maybe hobbies, maybe where they moved from or whatever. And it was good because they all left there good friends. They would all exchange numbers and
exactly
on Thanksgiving together.
And they're gonna so talk about you behind your back. Yeah. That's all good.
Yeah, they always take pictures when they're together and send it to me. I'm like, not invited again. But it's okay. They're getting together and talking about me. That's right.
So I like that a lot too.
No, I love that idea. And I
reformatted
small groups. It's manageable.
It's totally manageable. I reformatted my my Zillow zip codes myself when I got home, my real-time touring. You guys got that. Were you in the room for that, Jennifer? The real-time touring?
So I didn't know about real-time touring. Is that the same thing as the showcase?
Zillow showcase? Totally different. Yeah, totally different.
Okay.
So real-time touring.
Real-time touring.
So this is a real true story. Literally, I got a Zillow real-time tour yesterday in a market that's western suburbs, Glen Ellen. Very cute little marketplace. Super cute downtown. Everybody loves Glen Ellen. Everybody loves Geneva. Everybody loves Naperville. Anyway, these three markets. So anyway, the guy calls me. He's going through divorce. No problem. He literally says, I'd like to see this property. So I call him back straight away. I have $325 into that marketplace. That's it. And so I just moved it right after Elite. I moved it over. I spent $325. I got my first real-time touring. I showed it to him yesterday. We had 4 offers that we were fighting against. So we were offer number 5. We won today, but here's the kicker. He's getting a divorce. And of course, I asked him the question, should we be buying property before it's done? Blah, blah. Did you talk to your attorney? I gave him so many little things to think about that he loved me, whatever. But I said, well, my mom's going to end up buying it. He's probably 50. My mom's going to buy it for me, blah, blah. I'll take it out of the divorce, blah, blah, and do something afterwards. I said, great. No problem. I said, can your mom send me proof of funds? Proof of funds for a $400,000 condo, $4.5 million. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to
ding.
I'm going to get mom, okay? I'm going to get his house after that divorce is final. That's a big deal.
That's huge.
For real-time touring. You just have to understand it.
So what is that?
Real-time touring.
Yeah, I'm with you. Is it the same? It's not Flex. What is it?
I don't think we have it here because we only have Premier Agent.
We have Premier Agent.
Showing case.
You have to be a Premier Agent. You have to be a Premier Agent to be a real-time tour. Okay.
Okay.
But here's the thing: you just have to ask your rep or email the rep and say, "Hey, do we have real-time touring here?" You have to keep the Premier status, which is answering. Doing their CRM, answering the phone, doing all the stuff that keeps you at the top position. Now with the customer, road offer, all the stuff. Right? And you do
I haven't done Zillow in 7 years. I have not bought a Zillow lead. It might be 8 years at this point.
That's
and if I'm going to do another CRM and
no. But I don't do literally. That's not as hard as you're thinking. But to finish the tour. You buy the caller zip codes, like I said, at the meeting. So if your main zip code is that one market, you ask like 35 or 40 or whatever you're willing to drive or your team's willing to drive in the other direction. Like east for us is the lake. There is no other east, but we can go, right? We can go northwest and south. So I'm going outside of the main caller market that I own, or let's say zip code in, and I'm asking who else is a real-time tour agent in those caller zip codes. Because what happens very often is if there's only one other agent that'll pick up the phone that quickly and you're number 2, you're going to get it. There's people spending $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month in these zip codes that don't answer the phone. But
so
if
wait,
you're
then you need to ask your rep, what were you asking? What agents are within that zip code?
You're just saying, I want to know how many real-time tour agents are in whatever zip code you want to ask them.
But the whole point is then you're attached. So this is why I don't like Zillow, and this is why I don't do it. This whole thing where you have to look at your phone and it's Zillow calling, you have to answer real quick. It feels like I'm in a cattle call. I'm like,
Hey, but wait,
that.
could your answering service answer it, Gina?
Yeah, your answering
They
service
can.
can do it. Yeah.
How would the answering service answer it? Because they're not clicking on that Zillow lead. So that Zillow call's coming from a certain thing.
So
It's
how does it work?
6, 7 rings before it goes to there. So when it answers with the answering service, somebody's already picked up. Like those things are like, you have to swipe as fast as you can.
You're accurate on that, Gina. That wouldn't be a good thing for your answering service. It would not. But $325 spend, okay, is a $12,000 bonus that happened this morning. I'm just saying.
And it's been 1 week. You've been on it 1 week. Wow.
Maybe you revisit it and only buy a real-time touring. Don't go into the big spends. You know what I'm saying? Think outside the box. I had to think outside the box totally. Nobody told me this. And I was like telling my rep, I'm like, what the heck? I'm not a flex agent because I'm not big enough. Yeah. So you need a big team to be that. But I have other benefits. I have 37 years in the business. I can.
Hi, James Summers. Sorry, he's looking.
I can pretty much close anything. I just need the opportunity. How are you going to help me? And this is what I was telling my rep. I'm like, what the heck? So anyway, it may work. I can help you one-on-one. Call me up. I got you.
So I don't even think I have a Zillow rep, but I am a premier agent, but I don't get Zillow leads. I haven't gotten Zillow leads in forever. I'm kind of with Gina. I want to reach out. I'm going to figure out who I'm supposed to talk to and reach out. That'll be
yes, do that. Call me anytime. I'll help.
I will.
I've never done Zillow.
Awesome. So then is everybody...
Your market, you know, I mean, you don't have to necessarily. Here's the thing. I was listening to Jared James today. Anybody listen to him today? Anyway, he was talking about that your database, like how many people do you have in your database? Do you know? Like Char, how many people do you have in your database?
I know, to a penny.
No,
like
when you
leads that I bought,
456 people.
456?
No, 6,456 people.
In my database, I have 31,000.
I have 35,000. Can you imagine, Char? And you must have a zillion. But my point is, it's people that are in your database, either obviously past clients forever, but more importantly, people that have reached out, right? So the game is really trying to understand and get email addresses all day long. That's the game of every business, everywhere, across the board, right? Mm-hmm. Do not spam, yeah. But I mean, do not call is a big deal. Like you screw up on do not call, you get in trouble. The email is not nearly as bad, okay? So your objective is to get these emails so that you can create these campaigns. But Jared was saying today that you literally have next year, they're talking about business plans for 2025. You have 100, 200, you have 300 deals in your database already. You have to just go find them. You have to draw them out to you. So the beginning of the presentation, you guys were talking about videos, and you have to be present. And so what they talked about at Elite was education, information, and entertainment, right? And if you could be all three in one video, bingo. That's like the key. If you could be all three in one video. Yeah. So, and where those videos go, right? So it's an automatic drip into my database, and we do get repeat business, of course, which we're grateful for. We get referrals, which we're grateful for. But I'm always kind of thinking my end game is to get more emails. I know it sounds crazy, but it's a way that I can build the business.
Ask the question, because right now Google with everything, and it can only send out so many emails, or you go to spam. So is there a company that, because I was looking into MailChimp, but they've changed their pay structure. It's very expensive. Is there a company that you're using to deliver your emails?
KV Core.
Yeah, KV Core will do it for sure. And it is an amount. It is a dedicated amount. So I can't drop everything at once.
With KV Core. I need somebody that can send 31,000.
You can do it through KV Core.
So I heard you have to be careful with KV Core because it'll quickly put you into spam. There's a number. Because I was also doing, because I do my videos, and I was using BombBomb, but I got shut down for BombBomb months ago because it was like 22% didn't respond to my email.
I don't know about this, but like I wouldn't So let's say
So
you
anybody out
got a
there, if there's
video.
an email system that you're using, put it in the comments. Let us know. Go ahead, Gina.
Yeah, like when I use KV Core, like let's say I'm doing like a generic video on what's the importance of calling a realtor, and I build a campaign with it. As people come in, I put them on the plan. But let's say I did something like market has changed and I've had all these buyers trying to reach. I will only do 20 at a time, and I'll just do 20 an hour until we get into it. But then I put it in the library. So as a new buyer comes in, I attach that as part of their campaigns.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to worry about it. Like you build them and you build them as a campaign. That's where I think a lot of people say, oh, I'm not using KV Core. It ends up in spam. That's because they're writing generic emails. They're not putting the headlines correctly. They're sending it to too many people at one time. Like I'm telling you, like,
can you imagine me to send 20 an hour to 31,000 people? I'd be here like, holy shit.
I would dummy down your database in 2 seconds.
Yeah, you have to
with the
debrief.
hashtags. What's that?
but if it's about buyers looking to buy a house in today's market, right?
Mhm.
You're not going to send them to 31,000 people. You're only going to do it buyers that you can't reach yet.
Yeah.
Or if you want to do a video of how was the market in 2024.
No, I'm going to send it to 31,000 to see, right? Wide net? No?
No, because that what the wide net is only like if you're doing a specific video on a subject, right? That whole database doesn't want to hear about it.
Yeah.
It's the ones you're still trying to reach.
Your hashtags.
Yeah, it's the ones you're trying to reach about that subject that you're only sending it to.
Do you ladies use Photify?
No.
Yeah.
Photify is hands down my favorite app ever. It's all Remax branded, so I'm pretty close to all my clients and my agents, I think. And so I will sit there and just make a quick little video, and I have a lot of fun with it. I'll send you one later when we're done with this. But it's all branded. I think it's $49 or $99 a year with Remax. You can put all your listings out there. It's so easy. And so I've got a generic one for happy birthdays. I've got a generic one for hey, haven't heard from you in a long time. Let me know you're live, And of course, I have a very bad sense of humor. So I do have some jokes that I send out to my clients, but it's just a very personal way, and it's branded with Remax. It is a blast, and you can do videos and or photos. There's just so much you can do, and everybody opens them, like everybody.
And you send it out through Photofly or you text it? How do you?
No, so it's mostly text, but you can put it on Facebook. You can do, so when you see all those beautiful branded stuff from the different brokers, and that's from Photofy 90% of the time, not Canva.
Yeah.
So if you have time, it's Photofy, and if you buy the Remax brand, hands down, it's just very easy to use, and they have a really good rep. So there were all these different tools that we didn't even know that we had. And when I went to BOC, the lady was there, and we just started chatting. She spent about 30 minutes with me, and it was a game changer.
Well, send me some of the videos. I've tried.
I'm going to send you a video later.
Okay, send one to
I'll
me.
Photofy, all of you.
Yeah.
Yay. Jennifer.
And mine involved the Cleveland Browns, but I'll do something.
Yeah.
You have to dedupe your database, though, Jen. You gotta look
one back for Steelers and let you send it.
Whatever, Yinzer. I'm just kidding.
Wait, what did you say? I have to do what? Go through it, clean it up. Yeah.
Dedupe. Get your duplicates out of your database too, because that's where the spam will pick it up.
I don't think I have duplicates. I don't allow duplicates to go in there, actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, these are all leads I've bought over the past 17 years.
Yeah.
And it's funny because the agents on my team are like, oh, I don't want to work the old leads. I literally closed one December of last year for $3.4 million. That was an old lead.
Yeah.
But I just saw them. I mean, and I didn't even know the price point. I just saw they were constantly on our website. I called on a Friday night, and I was like, so somebody on my team said that you've already bought a house and that you're already working with an agent. She was like, yeah, that was like 4 years ago. And I bought a house for my son. Now I'm moving down because my son just had a grandchild and I want to move to Wilmington. So,
oh dang, good girl.
Right. I'm like,
that's huge.
picked up the phone. It ended up being my biggest sell ever. 3.4.
Wow, good for you.
Well, but it was the old leads. I mean, to me, I think it's a gold mine in there. It's a lot of leads. 31.
But there's only one queen bee. You understand?
Yeah,
They'd be queen bees of their own, if they were willing to do the work, right? They're not willing to do the work. It's an old lead. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
So
that's true. You're right. Well, awesome. I've got a lot. I mean, I've taken like a page of notes from you ladies. So thank you.
Well, what's the best question though? Who was everybody's favorite wine? That's what.
Like which winery?
Favorite wine?
Oh, was there wine? There was no wine, Cindy.
I like that one. Char, what was the one? Because I met you on Monday. Is that right? When did we meet? On Jason Moore.
Alpha and Omega, I think. Was it Alpha and Omega?
What was the first one we went to with the like Iraq owner?
You know what? I missed that one.
Oh, that was my favorite. I just like the story.
Oh, the Delgado.
Yeah. Start with a D.
Yeah, Delgado.
That one was I thought it was a beautiful vineyard, and I liked the story. You know,
Gina's favorite was Mick Ultra.
Exactly. I was just going to say to you. So you guys would go on these wine tours and come back 3 sheets to the wind, and I'd be sober drinking my Mick Ultras. I'm not drinking the wine. Wine gives me a headache. I like a Riesling, but it's very hard to find one outside that doesn't come from Germany that's too sweet.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get them directly where they know how to make them.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, let's all go to Germany.
Let's do it.
But yeah, so I would be the one drinking Mick Ultras all night while you guys are drinking your bottles of wine, and I was just tickle pink with that.
Exactly. I'm not a big wine person too, but believe me, I did do the wine tours, and I did partake, and I did order wine. So.
At 12 show up at my house. I'm like, what do you mean I have to answer the door and sign what I signed up for?
But now you're like, it's like Christmas in October, November.
Yeah.
I love it.
I thought it was great.
Yeah. Well, this is awesome. So I'm going to look into the video. Do we know what that editing one does? Where did I do
they're showing
Edit video IO. Yes, Sydney had that.
Chat GPT something. I took notes, but they're not totally legible, probably because of the wine.
And then I'm going to look into your video, your in video IO, and we'll look into your call center. I love it.
Who else is using Every Door Direct? Anybody doing postcards anymore?
I do postcards, but not Every Door Direct. But man, they've been talking about Every Door Direct for years.
I know.
It's always what I put down to do, and I never do.
Here's the thing. I have ones here. Let me show this to you. So I make these on my own. And then
Gina, did you get hit on?
I'm telling you, I make these my own.
Oh, I know, Gina.
And then
I'm missing the story.
But I literally knock on doors when I sell a house. Like when I first listed, I knock on the doors and tell the neighbors. And if not, they get a postcard. This said, just listed your neighbor's house, bring me a buyer. Then when it goes under contract, sorry, you missed somebody moving into the neighborhood, but I can help you, blah, 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 blah. When it's
that's another postcard, so that's 2 postcards?
No, then I get a third. So then, and I only do 25 houses, right? Or
so
30,
like the circle, yeah.
30. So I go 10 across the street, 10 next to it, 10
Look,
the other.
everybody's making fun of you, Gina. Are you reading all this about your Canadian person that was trying to flirt with you?
Who? I don't see it.
Yeah, what's going on?
What?
Wait,
yeah.
There they are. I didn't have
what's going on?
Flirting with me.
Oh, I remember that story.
Gina, Canada is calling. That was from Connie Joe. Postcards, pay me out. Who is from Canada that's giving me a bunch of crap?
No, girl.
And Namesh said something as
I'm not
well.
going to mention a name. The woman that was hitting on you?
Oh, I know who now. Jesus.
How come you forgot, Gina?
Her name is Sarah.
Oh my God, the wackadoodle that like chased me around? Yeah. Okay.
And then trying to steal Gina Ferris's dog.
Oh my God. So anyhow, I totally blanked that person because I did not want to remember that horrific. Yeah.
You know what? I've never.
So the third postcard I take them just had just sold on it, but on the back this time I tell them all about a lot of things and why they should call me.
Oh.
Right? So they get it 3 times. Now my whole thing is I used to mail all these and my cost was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Now I want to meet the people in the neighborhood because postcards go in the garbage. So if you walk it 3 times, out of the 30 people, you're going to meet at least 20.
Yeah.
And trust me, it's cold here in the wintertime. So
When do you walk? Gina, when do you walk?
usually Saturday or Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, Saturday morning.
Yeah, when people are home. And pretty much they're like, oh my God, this is the third postcard you gave me. Oh my God, I can't believe I missed that. Like, I'm not ready for a year. And people call me back sometimes 2 and 3 years later that still have these postcards because they got me personally knocking on their door. And I've done it for the longest time. In fact, last year I said, oh my God, this is getting too much. I'm going to mail them. But then I wasn't getting any responses. So I went back to knocking. Like people say, oh, door knocking.
So you knock on the door 3 different times. Each time you're giving them a separate postcard.
Correct. First time, hey, this house is listed. If you know anybody, whatever. The second postcard is, hey, we already sold this. Your new neighbors' names are going to be, but there was also 30 more people that needed to buy a house. Do you know anybody in the neighborhood that wants to sell? Or do you want to sell? Do you want do you want a free CMA on your house to see if it'll make you move? Then the third time is that we've sold it. Here's your definite seller by, your new neighbors' names, and we can help you anytime you want. Like there's something different on each postcard, but
I love it. And then I've never done that, but who do you get to print them?
I make them in Canva. I print them, I cut them, and I sleeve them. I go to Amazon. I get those.
Somebody told me at Elite that you were like a go-getter and that you close 90 houses a year by yourself and that you just
I close
more than that.
180, 190 houses a year.
Yeah, it's insane. So they were exactly right. I don't remember who. I had a lot of different people saying, have you met Gina? Mate, she's a go-getter. I don't know how she does it all. I'll see now.
It's just all systems, like when you sell out and put it under contract, it's just kind of like on my flow sheet, this is what we do.
So let me ask you a question. Have you ever, because when I was at Luxury like 2 years ago, I was talking to somebody, and one of the things they put on their postcard, this was part of that year, what I was going to do and didn't do, was due to the sale of 123 Main Street, I learned some things that could potentially affect the value of your home. But they said, like, I learned 5 things, or I learned 3 things, or whatever. And that they were getting a lot of calls and a lot of listings from that.
I mean, I guess whatever, as long as there's a call to action.
Yeah.
I have a call to action on every one of mine.
I would love to see what you're mailing. Would you email that to me? Like all 3 of them?
Yeah. So, it's just kind of like, it's just staying in front of people and it's not costing me anything and I'm getting to meet people. Like anybody.
I think that meet and greet is where you're winning it too, right? Because that's what when I interviewed him, that was really how he got so successful in real estate, is knocking on doors.
Yeah.
Be in the grocery store.
I mean, I have a coaching program called Dash to Success, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've had people that are brand new take it and it starts their career the right way. And I've had people that are been in the business that are stuck in their ways take it because they forgot the back to the basics. The bottom line is if you stay to the basics, every time the market changes, and you will hear this, we heard it in Marco Island where people are like, I gotta go back to the basics. Well, shit, don't ever leave the basics because the basics is what makes you all the money.
Keep it simple. Yeah.
And this is where I was saying, like, if I have to chase the whole, I got to be on video on social media to make my career, I'm out. Like, I'm done.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I talked to one agent last year at Marco Island who was telling me that I needed to post 5 times a day on Instagram. And this is going to be really catty and rude of me. But when I looked up her production and saw that she sold 6 or 7 homes a year, I'm like, so I sold 225. I don't have time to post 5 times a day on Instagram.
Right.
I mean, I'm lucky if I get 1 post a week out, quite honestly. And I do have my admin. I have a lot of people making those posts for me.
How many do you sell?
Well, my team, not just me.
Okay. Good boy, because I feel like a slacker amongst you ladies.
No. I'm not Gina. That's amazing to me. She's amazing.
Well, back to the Canadian. That's what she said too.
I mean,
Gina, I have to run when
I don't care. I'll tell everybody the story because I don't care who's online. Maybe she's on here and she needs to learn her freaking boundaries, but like
it was a woman hitting on her, and Gina was like,
and Gina's not scared of anybody or anything at all, but she was afraid of this particular person.
I wasn't afraid of her. Okay, guys, let's back up.
Hold on, I'm gonna send her a picture
because I let her play with my hair, do whatever. I'm just trying to get away from her, right? Finally, I get away from her. But the point is the next time as soon as she saw me, she like lasered in on me that she was going to come around. And I'm like, okay, we can either repeat Napa or somebody gets a cops call because somebody laid somebody else out, or not Napa, Marco Island.
Yeah, right.
One agent laid out another agent, or I could just kind of run in a circle and pretend like I'm afraid.
So that might have been my best takeaway. That was so funny.
That was
I appreciate
really
that
hilarious.
you saving me.
Taking one for the team, Gina.
Thank you.
And I'm finding this picture and I'm sending it to you because
Oh my God, you have a picture of her chasing me?
I have a picture of her chasing Jenna Ferris and her dog. Hold
Okay,
on,
that's better. It wasn't me. So maybe when I ran away from her, she decided to chase somebody.
She latched on. Yes, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna send.
Cindy, were you there?
Hold on. I'm gonna
You guys are good.
Cindy was good. She went to bed, but it wasn't that late.
Yeah, Cindy went to bed. I literally was trying to be so nice. And after 30 minutes of her playing with my hair and dragging me everywhere, I was finally like, listen, sweetheart, I'm married and I gotta go.
So look at your phones. Did y'all get my text? Look at your phones. And you see Josh May's holding Jenna's dog.
Oh, yeah.
And the mesh is in it. Look at the background.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Y'all are crazy is what I'm saying.
It's funny.
Look at the mesh.
That
Looking
pumpkin
all-
was crazy.
He always does.
So Gina,
That's what-
I'm all about that the door knocking idea for sure.
Oh, yes. Awesome.
Because so I talked briefly about using a voice memo system, and you record a like 30-second voice message, and then you basically put it in the system as like a blind voicemail, but you have to check on do not disturb, right? So you put it in like 350 people is what I did. I put it in 350 people's voicemail boxes surrounding 2 listings that I sold. Then I took the same thing you're talking about, sold, put it in the sleeve, put it on 25 doors around that property. From the voicemail system thing that I did for 350 addresses, or technically phone numbers, right? I picked up a $1.6 million townhouse listing.
Hold on, wait. What's the system
Doors.
that you're using?
Voice dropping with.
I put it around the doorways though, like you're saying, 25. There were 40 units in that particular location. I put it on 39 others. And I listed it along with the full brochure. Like it's expensive, but with the full brochure. So now the neighbors are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, she's selling, Carrie's selling, oh my God. And then that talked up. And then I got one phone call for $1 million townhouse right there as well. Literally, I said, oh, how'd you get my name? Because I always ask, right?
Yeah.
How'd you get my name? Was I referred? I'd like to tell them thank you, blah, blah. No, you put something on my door. I'm like, thank you.
So what is the
I mean-
system that you're using?
And I hadn't met him, right? I hadn't met him.
Everybody's asking, hey, wait, Cindy, everybody's asking, what is the system that you're using?
So it's called voice memos. That's the first thing I'm using, voice memos. And I got to see if we're still using this other one. Then we're basically doing, let me get it 1 second.
So while you're doing it, let me ask
Carry
you,
on. I'm looking through all my things. Hang on.
so when you drop a voicemail, it just goes directly into their phone?
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
go-
So it, what's the big one that everybody uses? Where you can't answer it. Slide dial. Thank you.
Okay.
Slide dial. So I use the voice memos, then I upload that into slide dial, but it's only 30 seconds, right? So 30 seconds is pretty quick. But again, I don't really even say me yet. I say, hi, I just want to let you know your neighbor sold for 1.6, like the one that just sold, right? For 1.63 or 1,630,000 yesterday. So I did it right after I closed on that one, right? I just want to let you know that your neighbor at 123 Main Street closed for this amount, blah, blah, blah. My name is Cindy Banks. If you'd like to know how we did it, please call me at 1234567. And if you're currently listed or engaged, I say, sometimes I change it, with another realtor, please disregard this message. Again, my phone number, 1234567. Like it's pretty specific, but I'm also CYA, right? Covering myself.
Yeah, that's smart. No, I like it. I've never used slide dial. I was using a different company, but I quit. It did the same thing, but I quit using them because I quit using them about a year ago because with the elections and all that, people were getting so many.
Yeah. It's hard right now. That's for sure. After tomorrow, life will get better for sure.
So does it come in? So it comes in as like no,
It doesn't even come. It's just on their voicemail. Like, well, I didn't hear it ring. Like, right, you didn't. Now, the company that we get the phone numbers and stuff from, so you give it an address, and then it pulls the phone numbers and cell phones from that entire location for how many you want. So again, on that one, I went 350, right? So it was voice memo, slide dial, and then Cole data. The COLE data, DATA was
And
the
that's where
company.
you get the number. See, I use Vulcan 7
directory.
numbers.
So
Cold
there's
data.
lots of systems that'll do it for you, but you're looking for accurate data, and all you care about
Yeah,
is the
Vulcan
phone.
7 is who we use because I do a lot of expired calls too. And Vulcan
Yeah,
7
yeah.
pulls up neighborhoods. They do all that too with pretty accure numbers.
But
and
what's
stuff.
interesting about Gina's situation is that they want to know who the buyers are, right? I mean, what's your hook is kind of like, hey, it's Bill and Mary Smith coming. You know, that's one of your hooks. You don't even I mean, you do know it, but I'm saying now that is one of your hooks, right? You're like, oh, I'm a nosy neighbor who's coming over, right? So the hook on this voicemail thing is that what it's sold for. Can they find it? Sure. Can they see it on Zillow? Sure. But I'm going to tell it to them first, because if it closes in escrow today, they're learning about it tonight. And I always send those at 6 o'clock. I always send them
What
at
time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Central Standard. I mean, our time, but 6 p.m. anywhere.
Um,
Anyway, I mean, I think you have to be more creative, you know?
We're going to change it from 5 o'clock anywhere to 6 o'clock everywhere.
No, Illinois, what the heck's wrong with us? We need to get rid of this crap. They vote on it every year and it still stays. Fall back, spring forward. I'm tired. Falling back and springing forward. It's tiring. It's all
It's-
good.
I know. What you just go to one
Black
single
outside.
time like everybody else. Like, don't
yeah,
change.
really.
There's more farms out there to where you need to be out there when the cows wake up.
I know. I just know it's dark as hell outside right now.
That's right. We need a
Yeah,
break.
I know. It's only 5:56 here, and it's
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
dark this morning?
Okay, and then we're going to wrap up because I didn't mean for us to talk so long, but I'm telling you what my takeaways are from y'all that I'm going to do. I'm going to do the slide dial. I'm committed to that. The voice memos and slide dials around your listings. I love that one. And I am recording this, so if y'all want a copy of this, y'all might have it on your StreamYard account too, but I can give it to you. And then I am going to also commit to at least looking into the real-time touring. I like that idea too.
Please. Check
Yeah.
it out.
I might call Jeffrey. He's on my, and I am definitely going to look into the end video. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, God, I learned a lot.
All right, go vote.
Yes, go
Already
vote.
voted.
Absolutely.
Got off
I
the
voted
plane, came
early.
back and
we're in
voted.
PA.
So.
We can't vote early. We cannot vote till tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we
Like, you
better.
can mail it in here, but you can't vote in PA till the day of.
Oh, wow.
Don't worry about there. I'm going to be there at 7 in the morning, and I'm going to stay there all day. And don't ask me political
Do
questions.
videos.
But I will
We're
be
not,
there all
we're
day.
not allowed to talk political, remember? But can I ask you something? So
What?
you literally have one day to vote. That is it?
Well, you can mail in.
But no early voting?
No early voting.
That's tough.
The
How
polls
long is it
are
going to
open
take to
Monday.
count?
I don't know. Well, it's all electronic. You scan it in. It's supposed to count it. Why do we need days to count it? Unless you're mailing in, because then they have to scan them in. But if
Yeah.
you're going to the voting poll and you're hitting the button, it's supposed to be electronic and automatically go.
We'll
I
see
don't know. I
what's.
live in a swing state. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, no.
Hey, I want to tell you something clever that I did again this year, just FYI for voting. Anyway, wear your Remax garb. You know, if you're going, obviously wear all your Remax stuff.
Well, you know, also when you wear your Remax stuff, it's kind of fun because you also look like, United States.
That's right.
Yeah.
For team. But I put Remax open house or Cindy Banks, a house for sale down the way, like a little arrow sign or whatever. I put it basically in line with the other 30 signs that are plastered. I'm like, and I take a video. I'm like, yes, vote for me to sell your house. Anyway, I just do it.
Oh, that's funny.
I only do it one day, and it's the same size as all these little silly signs. I'm like,
Yeah.
screw it. So.
That
I
is
love
actually
it.
really good. I should run around tomorrow to all the voting places and just put up my for sale signs that goes up.
Why not?
That's
It's
funny.
like the same size. Nobody
Yeah.
blasted me yet. I've done it for a couple of years now. So
We all voted early and did a quick team video. I don't know if y'all saw it out there about vote. Go vote.
Go vote.
There you go.
Go
I
vote.
love that video.
For us to
That's
be
a good
real.
one. I liked it.
I love it. This has been
Well,
so
thanks, guys.
informative.
I can't believe I couldn't figure out where the comments were. And
Now do you see?
oh, did you see what somebody said about you, Shard? They've never seen you so quiet for so long. But that's
I
the
don't see
person
the
called me
comments on
Cray
that.
Cray,
It's
so we're
probably
good.
Summers. Where do you see it?
You got it. So it says private
On the
chat,
right.
go to comments. I couldn't find it either because I was like, what are you talking about, the Canadians? So I was reading everything and I was like, oh.
Where is
I
it?
don't see the one about Char. I don't see the one.
Oh, okay. Let's see who said that.
The
That
last one.
had to be
It's the last
had to
one.
be James Summers. Hold on.
No, James says hello, ladies.
Oh,
No,
James.
no.
Hold
Thanks
on,
for
I'm looking.
watching, everyone. Ciao.
Yes, and come watch me next week because we're going to be talking about partnering with your children in business. So it'll be fun.
KatieBanks.com. Come on.
Yeah,
Actually, she's
I
okay.
need to like call my daughter after that one, Jennifer, and be
go
like,
to watch it. Yes, and tell her to
Gabby,
call me.
We're gonna watch it.
go help your mother.
We're gonna
My
watch
Well,
daughter
you
it.
know what? It is very beneficial to me, but it's also very beneficial to them because at the end of the day, worst case scenario, they built a kick-ass resume.
Well,
Right.
yeah, but we're all going to step down someday and be able to hand our kids this business. And my husband's a lender.
Yeah.
She won't go into lending and take over his. She doesn't want to go into mine. And it's funny because I always say to her, Gabby, and I knew we were in trouble when she was like 4. She would sit in the back seat, or 3 and 4, and she had this play phone, and she'd sit there and go, oh, God damn it! Like, why are you whining? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm in trouble.
That's funny.
Or she'd be like, look, buy it or don't. And she pretend to hang up.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, I'm creating a monster. But now what she says to me is, Mom, I know you built a great career, and I know I've had the best life ever, but I don't want to live the way you live 24/7.
Okay, that is fair.
And I
This is
get
a hard industry. This is a hard industry, right?
Yes.
It is.
So I don't
But
blame
that younger group's doing it faster and more streamlined. They got more systems. They have AI. They have
They don't mind videos.
GPT.
They
mean,
have videos.
they're going to play at a different level. To be fair, I mean, they already are. So I mean, anything that we can do to hand them what's possible, and then they just run. If they're
Hey,
into it,
Cindy, you should be on ours too because you've got a daughter that works with you.
yeah, Katie.
Yes, I got to meet
Yeah,
her.
she should be on it. Actually, she's got crazy ideas. She's good at it. Yep.
Yeah, well, give me
There's
give
something
me
in the
her
chat.
number.
Cindy.
Yeah, I will.
Somebody asked, what are the pictures behind her?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Oh, these are all family photos. So literally, my house is under massive construction this minute. I'm glad that most of the men have left, because I literally shut myself in this atrium. Can you guys see this? Okay, there's literally drills going, 2 sets of drills going on at
bless
all
you.
times.
Oh my goodness.
There's men everywhere. I can't believe it. I'm losing my mind. So I go on as many appointments, as many client luncheons, as many things as I possibly can.
To get away.
Stay here. So this is a family photo room. So anyway,
Okay.
not my office. My office, like I said, under massive construction. They're raising my floor. I have a 35-foot great room, and they're raising my floor.
Wow.
So it's just,
Wow.
I mean, among other things, replacing windows. It's just a lot.
Why are you raising your floor? You don't want to be that high anymore? Or?
Well, no. So it steps down twice,
Oh.
and that's not a huge deal. But 4 months ago, I broke my hip.
That's right.
I didn't know that, Cindy.
Yeah. So anyway, not related to the floor, but my husband's like, "That's it. We're taking away any risk." I'm like, "Well, then you have to basically be dead because you got to live." Anyway, but no. So he basically put a first floor master bedroom. My hip's fine, but he's like, "Well, for the future, our home is more marketable with the first floor master bedroom."
That is
I'm like,
true, but you can't say
Okay.
that word anymore.
So,
That's
But-
funny.
like I said, he already has it in his mind, and then it goes into execution immediately. We have one carpenter and Tony. Tony's very talented, so it's helpful. But one carpenter and him, and then we have to have a plumber and electrician, somebody qualified. But because he can be on site, this whole project will probably be done in 8 weeks, which is pretty
A
ridiculous.
lot better than 8 months.
No, 8 weeks will be fast. It's going to
Yeah.
be wicked fast.
That will be
So I'm grateful, but in the meantime,
hell. 8 weeks of hell.
yeah, that's it.
But a
It's all
lifetime of love after that. So awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate you.
Thank you. It's so awesome to see you girls again.
That's right. I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How-
Well,
how
I
can I
look
help?
forward to talking to you guys soon, and I'm going to implement. We should circle back around in like 6 weeks to see what you've implemented and what you're doing.
For sure.
Sounds like a plan.
Let's do it. I can't wait.
Okay. Good
Bye.
night, ladies. Good night, everybody. Go Remax.
Night, everyone.
And don't forget to vote.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys. Yeah.
Bye.